I'm hydrating, burrito. I am hydrating. I appreciate it.
Tallest man.
Yeah, Matt, you missed some good jackboxing earlier today. And then there's like other than that, we've had some funny moments. We had a couple games that we were definitely like, well, okay, the worst one out of them all.
Fucked.
There it is. Okay, so I think in the consensus about this one is that I think we can each agree that the worst one I think is Junktopia, because that takes a long time and you really need to be really creative on it.
It's an interesting concept, but it drags too much.
And honestly,
quick,
if you can't talk on it, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, a quick sort is a nice one, but it does drag a little bit. Is what I would say. Like that requires a lot of like coordination talking for sure. Fibbage is, I think it's just Fibbage is normal in a sense for me. I think the ones that I really enjoyed is Boomerang, and like Non-Sensory is number 1 for me, and Boomerang is number 2 for me.
I feel like the Fibbage actually adding that addition where
Thanks for the hydrate again, Will.
Live for me, adding the option for like 2 options for live for me was a nice addition.
Wait, you were some Aussie? I thought that was Frog. Frog is an Aussie person.
He's been here this entire time.
Oh, that was so genius, man.
Oh,
Swag.
the tallest man is the weirdest. Imagine calling the man saying, "Hey, we need to stick your hand in a bloody dolphin and extract something." Oh, but don't screw up, or even.
I guess the tallest man in the world at the time just happened to be a local.
Okay, like here's the thing, Burrito. This is an actual thing, so I'll like this was an actual thing on Fibbage one time, so I'll say it. So it's like it was so weird. I still say the weirdest Fibbage thing that we've ever had in all of this is still the one that was like in 2017 women thought this was a good medical practice to clean something. It's like, and they said like putting beehives in their vaginas was like the answer, and I was like, that was
so just a blurb
shocking
from just a blurb from a Guardian article from 2006 here. In a late but very strong contender for the title of most curious animal story 2006, 2 dolphins in a Chinese aquarium have been saved thanks to the personal attentions of Bao Shishun at 7 feet 8.5, all 7 feet 8.95 inches of him. It's lucky they had the world's tallest man on call to lend a hand, or rather, an extremely long arm.
Yeah, that's what Matt just said. Like, they were in China. Okay, that's just like...
What the heck?
That is WTF, what the heck just happened? What? No, I felt a little pain. Yeah, no, Burrito, like... some of the Fibbage stuff is ridiculous. Like, legit, this is like... That's why Fibbage is interesting, but also utterly weird.
Terrifying.
It's I guess terrifying you can say, yes, but it's like, it's really weird when you actually get to see the answers, and it's just like...
Like, what
it
the
makes
fuck?
Yeah, yeah, like the beehive one, as Janine said, it's legit so weird, yet at the same time I can't say I'm too surprised, because people have done dumber things in life,
right? Like, I'm like, that's dumb, but also women have done really weird things.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I know, don't imagine. Imagine you're saved by some giant dude shoving his whole down your throat. Jesus.
I don't know if it'd be down the throat. I imagine they had surgically cut open the dolphin's stomach or something.
No, if they did surgically cut open the stomach, then why would they need to get the tallest man? That's the issue.
That's what they did.
Because their tools weren't long enough to be able to reach in from the incision.
But then
that's why they would get like an actual person to reach down the throat or other way to get the thing. Stuff down the throat is more fun.
Honestly,
all right. Well, I have work tomorrow, so I'm gonna take a shower and go to bed.
Sounds good. Yeah, have a good night, Digit. Have a good night, Luigi. Thanks for the game,
good
you
night.
guys. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, that was fun.
Yeah, no, we'll play more. We'll play more Jackbox. These are definitely fun.
Also, I like the clever nicknames that they gave us in Boomerang.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
Luigi, and then we just had June.
Yep. When I put paper clips, I thought they had already cut the stomach open. You know, I kind of had a feeling like it was like, here's my thought process with paper clips. When you put paper clips, I thought it was an actual thing that they like just need a little bit of maneuvering for. It's like it's tiny and it surgically could do it, but it's just like, also they could have daisy chained it, but I don't know. I guess it was wrong. James, how tired you are?
I'm doing alright, I guess.
Well, Matt, if you're here, are you interested in playing a game with us? Because I was thinking, because I know you have breakers. It's been a lot of fun playing that one. I was wondering if you want to try that. Otherwise, I will see what else I was thinking of doing other than chilling out. Jesus. But yeah, no. Jackbox is always fun. I think this party pack was a pretty solid one. It's definitely better than what other Jackbox games were set. I mean, like the early ones is kind of to be expected. Like they were kind of rough. 4 was nice because it had Survive the Internet and Fibbage and like Monster Seeking Monster. 5 was very mediocre. That one we barely played. Not gonna lie, I'm not on for long. Just got home from work and just saw you on. No worries, Matt. No worries, for sure. Well, maybe one day we'll play more games again, for sure.
Not all the guilds. All of it. At all times.
Oh, you know, we'll guilt Matt into this right now. Just because he's supposedly busy, he's wanted to hang out with us, I see. Just guilt him. Just suddenly decide. See, this is why are you guilting me? Because Janine said so. That's not fair. Because Janine said so. She's a bad influence. Oh man.
I mean, in my defense, I have like a while of not bothering Matt, so he's had a break. He's had his break.
No. I don't excuse either one of you to have breaks. No one that gets break. God dang it, Janine. Okay, what's this tell a funny childhood story? Something I did as a kid. Break isn't long enough, trust me. Well, then never take a break then.
I'm sorry, Matt. Let me just start bothering you again.
Give me a moment, Burrito. I'm trying to figure out something that would be really funny. Childhood something I did as a kid.
Did you ever embarrass yourself in front of the class?
No. I never went streak naked, that's for sure. I'm trying to figure out what was like one of the funniest moments I've had that, or embarrassing. Never taking a break from Janine. There isn't enough therapy in this world for that. Hey, Janine's a therapist. Wait. Are you certified as a therapist or are you not?
I have the education for it. I do not have the licensing for it.
Well, okay. Janine is half a therapist.
A therapist? Like,
because
my profession is therapist. However, nothing that I say on this is to be considered therapy. This is legal stuff, Nick. Nothing that I say is meant to be your therapy. Talk to your own therapist for anything that's like that. This is purely for entertainment purposes.
Anything you say can't go
laugh, but...
I know, Janine, I know. Embarrassed in front of class, I have to when I turned up to school without my skirt. Oh. Ouch. Janine is talking to herself into a lawsuit.
Nick is talking me into a lawsuit.
I wonder what the lawsuit for Australia versus America. Would there be a lawsuit between the two countries, or is that too much difficulty?
No, there's typically not legal matters between countries because jurisdiction issues.
Okay, so basically, as long as you guys live in two different countries, Matt cannot sue you.
Well, there are some things, like some crimes that if it's extreme enough that like something like the FBI would take an interest in, but sure.
Yeah, like a GTA thing.
I've also been taking like that sort of thing to the ethics boards, right?
Mm-hmm. You win this time, Janine.
Matt, I always win.
I mean, like, if you went to another country and violated the law there, someone could press charges.
Okay, I can't think of a funny story, but here's a story that I've told on stream before, but I don't think I've told you, Burrito. I don't know if Janine or James have heard this. Actually, I don't even know if anybody who's currently talking has ever heard this, but to go on the story, this was happened when I was like probably a few years old, and Pokemon was a big thing in part of my life. So like Pokemon Red, for example, was a big thing where I played it a lot. But here's the thing, that Pokemon Red copy was never my copy. That was specifically my brother's. He got it, he played it, he got a lot of Pokemon and got like a lot of good Pokemon there. Now, here's the issue with me as a kid who was a few years old and mainly watched the anime as growing up, okay? I got the game when my brother was out, probably doing like other stuff like doing school and stuff. And I decided to play the game, and I saw that he had a level 100 Blastoise. We got the level 100 Blastoise because we basically did like the missing known glitch where you can get like infinite amount of, oh, not infinite, but like a large amount of rare candies and stuff like that to feed your Pokemon. As a kid, because I watched the anime, I thought in the games was exactly like the anime, where if you release a Pokemon, they'll be out in the wild where you can meet them again technically. You know how Ash releases Pokemon and you can technically, he promises quote unquote to meet them again? I released his level 100 Blastoise into the wild because I thought I could go try and catch it because I wanted to experience how to catch a Blastoise. Yes. And I released that Pokemon. And then next thing I know is I couldn't find it on the map. I couldn't find him in any grass. I couldn't find him in any water. And I thought, why can't I find him? I think I'm going to have to turn off and restart the game. And instead of actually turning off just the game, I decided to save and then turn off the game. So what ended up happening is that I released my brother's Blastoise and saved, and that Blastoise was gone. Next thing I know, my brother comes back and asks why his Blastoise was gone, because I said like, oh, I released it, tried to catch it, and he was like, what? And there's the whole process of like, we had to restart the game because he lost his starter Pokemon. I mean, okay, Burrito, I was like a 5-year-old child. Even Janine knows that even as stupid as I can be as adult, there's like a part of like, that a child can only go so much when they believe in the anime. The show was the big realism. To be fair, I did the same thing with a Butterfree to be like the anime. Oh, that is so sad. I wouldn't hold that against it till my 30s. No. I mean, I tell this story. I don't even know if my brother fully remembers it, but I'm pretty sure he does. But it's one of those stories back when I was a child that I definitely still, I wouldn't say regret, like one of those like ongoing regrets I hold on and hurts me and like on like what's the word I'm looking for, Janine? It's not.
What do you mean? What's the word you're looking for?
It's not a full-on regret, but it's like it's somewhat like a regret where it's like it's not something that's holding me back. It's just one of those like memories that I keep thinking about because it's just like it's something like I guess I regret doing, but I can't. It's like it's excused, in a sense. I don't know what term
You
I'm
can
looking.
regret stuff that's also excused.
I guess so, yeah.
A cringy memory.
Probably a cringy memory is probably the best one for it. Yeah, it's a cringe memory. Yeah, it's definitely a cringe memory for sure. Mm-hmm. Again, like I went out of my way to do this because I thought it was like going by the anime. And then now that I'm like 27 years old, I know that a Game Boy Color game cannot be like the anime. I'm so sad now.
I was kind of always disappointed that the Game Boy games weren't like there were a lot of stuff that the anime did that you couldn't do in Game Boy games.
Yes, exactly. Oh, that hurts me a lot. But Blastoise hurts me. The one that Matt did with the like getting free with a Butterfree, that one is like not as regrettable. That was more of like you reminiscing on the story, so I don't feel like that's as regrettable, in my opinion. Blastoise is like you cannot catch another one again. And this was Gen 1. This was before breeding happened. So yeah, and we didn't barely trade anyway, so we had to restart it. Honestly, I kind of feel like I want to ask my brother if he actually remembers this. I'm pretty sure he would. Because it's one of those like weird memory things that I just did randomly, and he was just like, what? Why? It was funny though. Okay, it's funny when you think about it like in modern times. Okay, Janine?
Just you being like, yeah, I screwed up my brother's Pokemon team. It was funny. Got mad at me.
Okay, he wasn't mad. He was upset, like, kind of thing that it's gone.
For really good reason.
I know, but yeah. But nowadays, it's like you can get a Blastoise every corner drugstore. I say it like that, but it's actually kind of true.
Corner drugstore.
I have a cringe memory of adding like 50 Uchihas to a group chat, not ever hearing of Naruto. I just thought they were a massive family, are reunited, that shared the same hobby, but they were a bunch of purrs with an anime profile pic?
Our peers.
Oh, our peers.
As in they pretend to be... I'm sorry. You had 50 Uchiha role players in the same chat? That's beautiful. It's absolutely ridiculous, but that is beautiful.
I mean, if you had a second copy of, like, if you had Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue,
we never did. We never did.
I mean, if you were a Moneybags child,
yeah,
you know, like someone theoretically could get both games, get the starter, trade it to the other one, start the game again, get the other starter, and trade it over.
True, yeah. You have no idea how upset I got when I found out I couldn't get all the starters when I was 8 playing Blue. You know what, Matt? Yeah, no, I was like, at some point I knew that you only could trade with certain versions, but here's the thing about where I lived. Not many people played Red and, like, a lot of Pokemon games. My parents didn't allow me to bring games along to my school lunches and stuff like that. Plus, we needed a link cable to do it, and it sucked because like I couldn't do all that. And when we got older enough to play, like, bring our own games, like during the Advanced generation, DS generation, that generation, a lot of people in a sense disowned Pokemon as a kiddie game, and so I kind of felt really judged with that. So yeah, I honestly, as many people thought like it was a fun thing to connect with people, I honestly had like the short end of the stick where I could not trade with people, and I honestly wish I did, because that would have been really, really fun. I remember telling my mom, I just reunited a family and they are all like anime. Yes, the same chat on Google Plus. Oh,
Thank you. You're so innocent. That is so funny.
I know Burrito figured it out way by now, but that is honestly really precious in a lot of ways, but at the same time.
I had a couple friends that I played Diamond with as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Diamond. I feel like Diamond doesn't feel that old.
Diamond is 2007. Yeah, it doesn't feel that old, but yeah.
Like, you could have told me it would have come out in like high school years or something, but it was like when I was like in elementary school.
I was in middle school when that came out.
I'm like a year ahead of you.
That's true.
So I would have been in like 6th grade.
6th grade is middle school for me, unfortunately.
Oh.
I was only a kid bearing one friend that played Pokemon Snap, and I never traded. Yeah, this is one thing, Matt, why I like the newer Pokemon games, albeit they have the issues. I'm still gonna get Scarlet and Violet, but hey, this is why I like Pokemon nowadays, because people are now more available. Like you, for example, and if Burrito ever gets like Pokemon, I can trade with people, play with online, and all that stuff. But back in the day, like you needed to know people, and they needed to be like we are okay with talking about Pokemon. Like I actually legit.
They also needed to be. They also, if you go far enough back, they had to have a console that could actually trade Pokemon.
That's true.
Because I started got in on Pokemon Emerald.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have a Game Boy that had the capacity to trade.
Oh.
Like you couldn't. There wasn't anywhere to plug in.
Oh, you might have.
Cable.
You might have had the micro. Yeah.
I did. I had the micro, and I had a really old school Game Boy Advance. Game Boy. And neither of those had the plug-in, had the ability to plug in. So I never was able to trade it, even though I did have some friends who had the game. It was the worst. I was so upset.
No.
As soon as I get to the DS, I didn't have any friends that played Pokemon anymore.
No, you talk. Oh wait, I think I know what Matt was trying to make. God dang it. Oh, there you go. There's the Matt joke. But yeah, no, I actually legit this is actually a story I'll tell. And Burrito, I think you would like this one too. I actually legit had this was during a time when I was moving from Chicago back to Washington. I was in Illinois for a few years, moving back to Washington. And I basically had to restart my friend group kind of people, right? I lived in the house and got to elementary school, and I did not know who to talk to because, well, I had to start out new, and I did not know who had the same interest in Pokemon and stuff. I was very shy about it. But then there was legit one friend. And this is during the era where people look down on Pokemon or all the kiddie stuff. Oh, you watch cartoons still? We are grown up kind of thing. The angsty teen era, basically. And they were, I was very shy in revealing I actually like Pokemon, but there was legit one friend that I appreciate to this day that kept openly talking about Pokemon to a point where he did not care if people judged Pokemon or judged him for Pokemon. He was very likable, and I honestly appreciate him because he actually, without him, I probably might have just stayed quiet about Pokemon for a very, very long time. He was openly talking about Pokemon in elementary school, middle school, high school, and onward, where I started getting point where it's Pokemon is starting to become my thing again. I mean, heck, I didn't really talk about a lot of games in Pokemon until I got into university and stuff, where I met Janine and James, and we started talking about different types of game, though.
I still need to do a photo shoot of that Pikachu.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Sorry, that was a moment. Sorry.
No, when you just said I need to do a photo shoot with that Pikachu, I just instantly went somewhere that was
Oh, dang.
Not a typical photo shoot.
Like crushed Pikachu?
The crushed Pikachu.
I mean, yes, that's what I was thinking.
No, I was thinking Pikachu was doing a swimsuit modeling.
Okay, that's not nearly as bad as I thought you were.
Yeah, that was as bad as I thought.
No, that's what I went. I don't know what you guys were thinking.
I mean, I have fabrics. I can dress Pikachu
Okay.
up.
The fact that you were being so cryptic made it sound really bad.
Oh, it needs
Right?
to. Well, Matt, I think my mind went to the gutter. Oh, you guys went to the gutter. My mind went not to the gutter. Well, I mean, it's sort of the gutter, but
You know, I blame you for how you set that up.
And yet you've known me for like 8 years now, which is weird to say that we've known each other for. I don't, okay, here's this weird thing, Janine. I know we've known each other for a while and a long time, but honestly, it doesn't feel like we've known each other for that long, almost.
Rude?
No, it's a weird thing. Is like I know we've known each other long enough. It's like that weird moment with like I know Matt. As soon as you Pikachu Rule 34, don't Google it. Oh no, Matt, please, no. No, it's the same boat with Matt. Matt, we are coming up to our 2-year anniversary of knowing each other. Like in December, remember, 2 years we've known each other. And I feel like I've known Matt for a while, but it's only been 2 years. And it's the opposite for you, Janine and James, where it's like, I've known you guys for a while, but it only feels like it's only been a few years, not close to a decade. It's weird.
James. Nick thinks he doesn't know us.
Now I have to. No, Burrito, please. No, Burrito, please.
Burrito, don't do that to yourself.
I'll make Matt eats a bar of soap if that's the case.
Even Matt is saying don't.
He's not regretting it.
My guy, if Matt says don't do it, that bar is like you listen to that.
Oh no, Burrito.
It's your funeral.
Yep.
Wait, Matt, what? Why did you Google that?
That's weird. Matt has a gutter brain.
Matt also can't help himself. He has no impulse control.
Is this why you have to take care of him, Janine?
What are you talking about? I don't take care of Matt.
So what you're saying is you let Matt loose onto society without watching him.
Wait, Matt, when did I become your retainer? What?
What's SOZ mean? Soz?
Saz.
Sorry.
Oh, right. He's Aussie.
Saz.
Janine taking care of me would be a crap show.
Because I would instigate. Well, maybe not instigate.
Well, yes,
Instigate
you
what?
you would instigate, Janine, with your all the D&D stuff.
I wouldn't instigate. I'd just be holding like a can of fuel right next to the fire that is Matt.
Like how Orin does it.
It's a blonde anime girl. Okay.
I feel like I've missed something here, and I also feel like I should be happy I missed something here. Yes and no, I would say, Will. Yes and no. And leave it at that. Oh good, he didn't go too deep sleep. Too deep. Again, why did Matt have to look that up? I question it, but at the same time I should not because it's Matt.
That's a fair assessment.
I've known Matt long enough that his brain is so far in the gutter that sometimes I have to clean it out. This is Matt we're talking about. Oh yeah, speaking of it, Matt, the Nintendo Switch is... Here's a fun thing actually is happening that it might be reminiscent to your olden days. Yeah, you're old. There is for the expansion pass, there's Pokemon Stadium coming to the expansion pass on the Nintendo Switch. And because of that, Kraid and I are literally going to be dedicating many sessions to beat Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 in terms of their story, gym leaders, and all that stuff with rental Pokemon only challenge. And it's going to be a tough one. I've tried it before. I didn't complete it then, but oh boy, it's going to be a tough one for both Kraid and I. We're gonna go on with no sleep sometimes. Maybe it's because I had safe search filter on. I'll take it off. No! Burrito, please! Stop!
I feel like Burrito's actively self-destructing. Like right now, we're just
Oh.
watching them make every choice that would self-destruct.
Yep. Burrito is self-destructing at the moment.
Like there's these fail-safes that keep coming in, and they're like, no, self-destruct. No, I really mean self-destruct.
Are you sure? Yes. Are you really, really sure? Yes. Are you absolutely... Yes.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Burrito is digging deeper into this rabbit hole that Matt made.
Oh god. Yeah, leave your safe search on. That's probably the good bet.
Well, it's too late now. Burrito probably already turned it off.
It's a furry. What? Why did we get on the topic?
Noises?
Are
Probably.
you talking about the search that Matt
Yes.
told you to?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Like,
mean,
honestly,
yeah,
I was-
furries make weird things. That's just a known fact.
They also are willing to spend money, which is why they also have way more art than most other communities seem to have.
I hang out in the company of all sorts of people on the internet, and yes, furries are very self-aware. They're
I mean,
There you go.
I hang out on Twitter and I follow artists, legit artists, who make joke that they go with Rule 34 of things, and like first they make safe for work content, barely get any people, and then they make requests of like, oh, Rule 34 or anything like that, and it's just like instantly gets a bunch of people asking for stuff, and it's just like, so this is how the internet goes. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with being a furry. It's just that that community specifically acknowledges themselves.
It's a little frustrating, but sex sells.
Mm-hmm.
like I've seen memes like where like furries will just be like, someone will just be like, furries are cringe, and they're just like, yes.
Like
You know?
it's one thing for a community to develop in a weird way, but it's another thing when a community openly admits that they are weird. I'm just saying, it's weird.
Wow, so judgy.
I'm gonna be judgy to the end of my days, Janine.
What
I-
about threat?
Only to you. I'll fight you, Janine.
What? Excuse me?
I'll fight you.
I don't know if I agreed to this.
Fight me in Shadowhunters. Why am I not hearing a Janine yes?
Among Us. You could fight each other
You
in
know
Among
what?
Us.
Fair enough. In Shadowhunters, I'll just attack you and kill you like I did Kyle, even though we were on the same team.
Among Us. I mean, Project Winter is better than that one right now. Let's see. Question Blaze, are you doing any horror games or not horror games but eerie stuff? For this month, probably not. I've done that in the past. And I'm not the biggest in horror games. I'm also like trying to focus on other things at the moment, so it's just like maybe in the next year if I ever feel like doing another Spook Month type theme game. Or I could do that on my YouTube channel. Again, like I'm still need to work on a lot of different like things for now, but as of this month and the next like week kind of thing, nah, I'm not doing a horror game. I've done that enough. I'm not definitely not the biggest horror nerd. Heck, actually, Jenny, do you even like horror?
Define like.
Do you watch horror movies or play horror games in the casual sense?
No, not
Okay.
at all.
James is the only one I think does that in this call right now.
That's what?
I literally have a story of back in the lounge, somebody playing, I don't remember what horror game it was. Somebody was playing a horror game, and I was sitting next to Kyle. And I was like grabbing onto Kyle's arm. And I was slowly squeezing it because I was scared. Because it's scary. And Kyle at some point literally turns to me and is like, I need you to let go. And I was like, what? Why? And he's like, I can't feel my arm anymore. You're cutting off circulation. You're cutting off my circulation. I need you to let go. And I was like, oh, fudge. So, I think that describes perfectly well how good I am with horror.
I mean,
I haven't touched a horror game since Dead Space 2. That was like in 2016.
I mean, I think that time there's only 2 horror games I know we played in the lounge, and that was the Outlast and Five Nights at Freddy's, really.
It was Outlast because it was the one where they were jumping through stuff, and for some reason we were all sitting together watching somebody play it like it was a movie. Yep,
that's probably Outlast. Because that's the only other horror game I remember us ever playing.
Wait, but every game is a horror game.
That's true, actually. Janine, you lie.
To the Moon is a horror game.
Yes, it's the start of every horror game. His arm would drop off. I'm also not good with horror at all, but I like funny games with horror elements like Catherine or Lollipop Chainsaw and recently Solstice. I mean, horror multiplayer games like Phasmophobia is funny enough where you have friends to goof around. I'm not the biggest in horror games, but I'll play cooperatively. But if I play horror games by myself, it's definitely like either on call with people or just, I don't know. Playing by myself in general is, I don't do that. I'm not a horror nut. I don't watch horror movies or like even horror, like, yeah, that stuff. Like Phasmophobia is just only fun because I can play with people and goof off with them, or watch them die. I'll say that. I mean, James and I have watched Alyssa die multiple times.
I mean, I didn't. Oh, I saw her. Well, one time I didn't see her die, but she was behind me. She was following us out. And there was another time where we were hiding in the same like hallway, but then I think it was a banshee, so like it targeted Lissa, and I just saw her keel over, and I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, but anything with horror elements like zombies and stuff like that, like Back 4 Blood or stuff like that, or even Aliens, Colonial Marines, it's okay. It's fine. For the most part. I mean, if you want to also go with even more horrific games, there's also bad games. Aliens, Colonial Marines. By the way, James, I'm just gonna say this right now. I know it's going to be a lot of money, and I know it's just going to be one of those things like, why should I do it? But I'm really tempted to get you, me, Kyle, and maybe Chris, if he doesn't have it, Operation Raccoon City.
Oh, I forgot, we were trying to get that on Steam, but they took it down.
Yeah, but GameStop has it on their site. It looks official. And as long as it gives official keys and everything, then I could just give the money to them, and we can all play it the horrific way.
And is that a game that you could play like
Yes.
on a console?
You can play it on a console, but the servers are technically down, but there is workarounds online I've seen.
Oh, there's no local multiplayer. That would probably say, if there was local multiplayer, that would probably be the cheaper option.
If there was... No, there's no local multiplayer.
Oh, sad.
Mm-hmm. Test it just in case. I mean, yeah, I'm going to test it in everything. And I'm going to have to test a lot of things, but for now, what I'm going to do is just see what it has, and if I can get the game to not only get to Steam and get the multiplayer stuff, I'm bringing the whole crew back for that, and James and Kyle are being dragged into this. Whether they like it or not. Because I kind of did it with Colonial Marines.
And Kyle might be hard to convince, because I think the last time, I think he just,
Well, at least James and Chris I'm bringing along at least. you're being brought into another multiplayer bad game with me, James.
Like, I mean, I think like Kyle was kind of doing like like a bros being bros kind of thing. That's why he was jumped on, like he was on board with the Colonial Marines. But I don't know if he'd want to go through that again.
Well, this one is a lot worse in terms of like, how Colonial Marines was just bad in terms of just regular gameplay and bland everything. This one has glitches up the wazoo. So we got to deal with a lot of that. But yeah, Raccoon City is a game that I'm considering, but yeah, Capcom will probably never patch it. They said they will, but it's very much not. It's a forgotten game. They probably will never bring it back unless there's a huge fan demand for it, but even then, I don't think there ever will. Other than that, let's see. How much longer are you going on for? I mean, we're just chit-chatting right now. I could go... I mean, like, here's the thing. I could go on for a little bit longer for stream, but I could also end stream, but I can be online for a little bit. Oh, play Breakers in like 30 minutes? James, do you want to play some Breakers in 30 minutes? Or are you going to be tired? We can play like a couple rounds, like at least a few rounds at least with Matt.
I don't know if I'm still awake by then.
Yeah, we'll see it. I mean, I could just go on for a little 30 minutes, Matt. So, I mean, we got chit chats. He goes on till I die. Entertain me, Blade. Okay, well, Janine, I'm automatically contracting you in here to stay on stream forever until Burrito dies.
I'm sorry, what?
Out of context. Janine is...
El Burrito died. Wait,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're contracting me for life?
Yep, until Burrito dies at least.
Well, that depends on how long Burrito lives.
Okay, first off, Burrito says you. Burrito is specifically talking to you to entertain them.
Yeah, but I'm
legally binding for a contract. No.
And, okay, so according to Burrito, if you have to stay here until Matt Star forever he goes. Okay, if you guys are stuck here until Burrito dies, then you can end the contract early by taking out Burrito.
But I don't want to.
It's the only way.
It's the only way.
Yeah, no, Janine, you're stuck with me forever now until Burrito dies.
I mean, I knew I was stuck with you forever. I did not sign up to be on your stream forever.
Well, unfortunately, it's a verbal contract.
Actually, I feel like that's the same thing.
Oh, I think my stream is slightly buffering.
Somebody passes down Burrito as like a title to the next person. Just never had.
I mean, you could just say like to James is the next Burrito. I'm almost scored a mint condition backwards compatible PS3 for 60 pounds from a shop near my home, and I ordered a stupid broken site and lost money. Oh.
Like slightly more expensive than the other sound alerts.
Because there's a